Right, a week later, we're back. Managed to find one of these little distributors, luckily. So hopefully the plan this weekend will finally to be putting this into the car and getting it running. Hopefully, we'll see. We're going to take the distributor cap off, just because I've got a new one sitting just over there. This one looks a bit old and the plastic's cracked on here, so I use that one as well. And then while we take that off, have a look at the hall sensor, and then maybe I'll see if I'm feeling up to changing the hall sensor in here for the fresh new one, if this one's looking a bit rough. Yeah, like I say, let's take this distributor cap off and have a look and see what we're dealing with. There we go. You know what? Actually, that is looking very good. That rotor arm looks in pretty good condition. The most important bit, okay, that's good. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it now, 1 second. It might be a bit dark, but if you have a look in there, especially this bit here, you can see the wires are being tucked underneath the metal. That's where the other hall sensor went wrong. This hall sensor is probably going to stay in. I wouldn't have thought that would cause any issues, and this rotor arm looks nice and fresh and new. It'll need a bit of a clean up along the edge there, just to make the contact point nicer. In terms of everything else, I'm happy with that, so we're just going to run it as it is and put it back in the car. Right, there we go. That contact pad now, just scratched some bits off. It's looking much shinier, so that should help send the spark across better. Right, now I'm happy with how the hall sensor, the distributor cap looks. To be honest, I'm happy to put that back in the car. So yeah, next part, literally just chuck this on and chuck it back in the car and hope that this one doesn't snap as well. Right, so after the new distributor cap's in, put the part in, didn't snap this time luckily. Essentially wired everything up rudimentary style just to see if the car will start, and if it does then I can tidy everything up. For instance, the ignition coil is, the wiring for it's not too good, so if it does start I'll fix that, but give it a go. Do you know what does help? Actually plugging in the hall sensor. Ignition coil's now in on the body, plugged in, and the new plug that I've soldered is now in as well. So yeah, essentially this car's good to run now. I just need to figure out why it's not running as well as it could do. So other than that, not bad, not bad. Right, bit of a new situation. Engine was running. Had to put my foot down to keep it running, and essentially I started noticing smoke, which is a bit worrying coming up from the engine bay, which has me wondering if the camshaft in the top of the engine is pushing the valves down enough, if it's letting enough air in and enough exhaust fumes out, which I have a feeling it's not, because this is boiling hot. So something's, I think, going a bit wrong with that camshaft, unfortunately. Right, as I said, I don't think the crank or the camshaft is cranking over enough. It seems to be, not pushing the valves down enough, so all the exhaust gases are just getting trapped and not escaping. So what I've done is I've quickly taken the old distributor cap and compared it to the new one that I've put in. Now this one came with the part, and this one is slightly different to the new part that I bought. And the fact that the terminals where the distributor or rotor arm hits is, this is more space in there. I'll show you in a second, but essentially this one is it's too small. So I think that rotor arm is just, as it's spinning, it's just fouling against the inside of the rotor cap. So we'll try putting this one in and see if that fixes it. Also, I thought while they're both at the engine, I might as well show you what I mean. So here we have the new one that I've put in. As you can see, there's the pins for the rotor arm to hit. Now if we compare this to the one that came with the part, as you can see in there, the pins on the bottom here aren't out, they're actually in the body of the distributor cap, and that's where I'm thinking is that rotor arm's fouling, because it's used to, them bits being further in the body of it. So like I say, we'll chuck this in and see if that helps. Right, new rotor cap in. Now a start just to see how it's running, if it's running any better. Hopefully it will be, so let's see. Sounded a bit better, but still not perfect. So essentially what I think's happening is I've taken the actual unit off itself again, and I've put the distributor cap on, and it spins freely. There's no play in it as such, but looking at it, there's massive bolt holes here. I have a feeling that's timing. So depending on obviously the rotation of this unit is depending on when the spark is set to this cap. So what I might do is I might actually try installing this, but putting the bolts more in the middle rather than at each end, testing it and seeing how that goes, because I have a feeling that timing issue, or the reason the exhaust is getting really hot, is because of the timing. So we'll give that a go, see if that fixes it. Distributor now in, cap now on. I've not tightened it down fully because you can actually twist it, which is your timing, and that I have a feeling is what's been causing the bad running. If I'm honest, I don't really know how to time properly, but we'll give it a go and just see how it sounds. Right, as you can see, it is a bit smoky, so it's not idling perfect. Or the timing's not set up perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than what it was. And now at least we know that timing was the issue. So I think we'll come back tomorrow and deal with this timing issue. So yeah, last night when we left it, I was messing with the distributor cap, twisting it to get the what I found out is ignition timing. So I messed about a little bit. I tweaked a little other bits. I just went through everything, double checked all the timing looked okay. Everything seems fine. Yeah, decided to risk driving at home last night. Got me here. Been out and about a bit today. Got a few new parts. Now both cars are driving nicely. I want to work on the garage a little bit just because it's a bit messy, and I reckon there's a couple of bits we can do to improve it. But for now, let's grab everything I bought and chuck it in the garage and get to work, I guess. First thing we've got is a tool trolley. I thought I'd get one of these as when I'm working on the cars, I am just chucking everything I'm using just everywhere. So I end up losing all of it. So I think this is going to be really useful, you know, wheel about and I can just chuck everything that I need while working on the car on here. So what we'll do is we'll chuck this together and have a look at it. Built tool shelf, a bit bigger than I thought, but you know what, I'm happy with it, and it will certainly make storing things a hell of a lot easier. Right, the next step is for this entire work area kind of down here, is because this floor that we're on now is kind of it's concrete, and it's kind of a bit of a rough concrete to sit on or kneel on or do anything like that. So my plan is got double matting here, and I might lay this all across this area. Now this isn't heavy duty enough for supporting the weight of cars, so I'm just going to do just this area here. Yeah, like I say, this just down here, just doing this. Hopefully I have enough of it. If not, I'll need to go buy some more, I guess. Right, as you can see, I've mocked up the first line here, and one pack is basically the perfect amount to do from one wall to the other. I only have 2 packs, so that means it's going to be this one and extra, which is not really as much as I'd want to come out. I ideally want, based on this, I'd want 3 more of these. So I think what I'll do is I'll buy some more another day. But for now, I mean, this will cover the main area and just stick out a little bit. So then later on I can buy a couple more and expand it out. So might as well chuck it in. And while we're here, actually, while I'm taking everything off, thought it was a good idea to get a broom because it's dusty. Right, yeah, as you can see I haven't done the full lot, and that's because the ones I bought there were from a different shop, which I didn't know, and they're ever so slightly different. What I'll do is I'll put this layer down here, and then I'll just buy the same ones from the same shop, and then I'll bring it out, probably about out to here, so I'd say another 1 or 2, and yeah, it should be looking pretty good. As you can see, all of these horrible boxes, don't really like them there, they're in the way when you walk in. So what we'll do, load them up in the Audi, and then on the way home take them to a recycling centre, get rid of it all. And I think on the way home I'll grab some, might grab a few clips of the Audi, I reckon. So it should look quite good. There we are, back on the road finally after this weekend. It's great to have it back. Yeah, that'll be about it. I reckon next weekend we'll start working on the micro. A couple plans for that, a little big event coming up for it, so looking forward to it. But for now, just happy to have it back on the road.